Hey, what's up? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SimplyPodLogical, a Simply Nailogical podcast.
Hello.
And today, for the first time in studio, in person, we have a very special guest.
Really very special. Thanks.
In studio, in our
Thanks,
house.
Ben.
Welcome
give
to our house.
A big welcome to Jen, Jennifer, Jenny. What do you prefer?
Simply Logical.
We can go with Jen.
It's
Just
the
Jen.
internet. You can call yourself whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know, Beast Slayer 420, Beyonce fan 5000.
Even Menchie's just staring at me.
What are you doing here? So we have Jen, Cristine's little sister.
Hello, everyone.
So Simply Nailogical fans will recognize Jen. You've appeared in a number of videos. You've
Yes.
been in some of the Simply Nailogical mail openings we've done
Yep.
over the years. But Jen is also a real person
I am.
outside of the Simply
Wow.
Nailogical
Hello.
universe
She's
of videos.
more than just my sister.
I'm not just a character. I'm her legitimate sister.
I didn't hire her,
Yeah, she's just a paid actor.
which it works out really well
But we
because we
look
look a lot
alike.
alike.
Yeah.
Get out of my head.
So we thought it would be fun today to have a conversation with Jen to find out a little bit more about her, growing up with Cristine, and your relationship as sisters,
Our current relationship, not our past one.
Yeah. The current one.
and your romantic relationships as well.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Let's just hop
Juicy.
into questions. How about that?
Juicy.
Why am I so
This
nervous?
episode is sponsored by your Instagram. Follow
My
at
Instagram, great.
Jen Rohde. Is that your Instagram?
I think so.
Do you use your Instagram?
Rarely.
Okay, we'll charge you a lower rate for the sponsorship, but yeah, follow.
Is that
Jen
that's a
Rohde
burner
on Instagram.
account though, right?
What does that mean?
Like that's
Like a
just
fake account?
That's like the account you use to hit up guys and stuff.
Oh yeah. Slide into people's DMs. No, not at all.
Okay, so we asked on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube community posts. We asked the
And Facebook.
internets what questions they had for Jen, and now we're going to ask them.
There were thousands, but we only selected maybe 20 or so. Just so you know.
20,000?
No,
Okay.
20.
Okay, we're going to be here a while.
Oh boy.
All right, first one. What do you love the most about your sister?
Aw, let's how
just
cute.
start off with that.
How cute.
Go on.
Wow. Well, how much time do you have?
An hour.
What do I love?
You don't have to answer this
most
one.
about your sister? I think your ambition and ability to, like, when you set your mind to
Serious answer.
something, you are in like 150% and you're going for it.
This is a serious answer. I was
It's very
expecting.
sincere. That's a nice
That's-
answer, Jen.
yeah.
I was expecting you to be like, nothing. Next question, please.
No,
All right.
yeah.
Christine, now say
thank you.
something nice about your sister.
I appreciate that you're also a very determined individual. No, in her own
Oh,
right.
you're just because she's copying your
No,
homework.
She doesn't know what
We
to
will
say.
hear about Jen's, education and career paths as well. So you guys will learn that in due course. But Jen is also similar. We, in the sense that we are very determined. So I think that that's a great personality trait.
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
We don't know. We're still
Not-
looking for answers.
we just bounce off each other. Yeah.
All right, next one. Hi, Jen.
Hello.
Heart. From Ken Demergian. Please tell us what you majored in and your career path. Maybe you can give advice to people after graduation.
Wow. Heavy hitter.
There you go.
Let's get into this. So I majored in
Do you remember? Or-
yeah, so I started my major in history.
Okay.
By second year university, I decided to change my major. I ended up doing a double major. It was criminology and ethics and society, and this was at the Ottawa University. And my career path, well, after graduation, actually, while I was still in university, I also enrolled in the Ontario Real Estate College, I think it's called. I can't remember. This was a while ago now. But so at the same time as I graduated from Ottawa U, I also was graduating from this real estate college, and I got right into it, and I started a career in real estate.
So what made you switch from criminology and society and ethics to real estate?
I mean, I just thought that there was an opportunity, and it was also something that I was interested in. And I was kind of the mindset. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue school, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to just get into the job market. I had an opportunity, and I wanted to start working right away. However, do I get into this now?
Yeah, sure.
However, I spent 2 years in real estate, and then really thought to myself, you know what? There were other things I wanted to explore. So at that point, I decided to go back to school. So after 2 years of being out of school, working as a real person in the world, I decided to do a graduate program in a subject or a field that I was extremely interested in. And I just thought to myself, if I don't do it now, I might regret not doing it later. And I felt I was still, at an age where I could start over, so to speak. I mean, I don't think it really matters how old you are. It just depends on what you want to do and what you want to go for. So I decided to go for it.
Yeah. I mean, we have a friend, Corinne, who's going back to school in the fall, actually. Yeah, so you can definitely go back. There's plenty of mature students.
And it's
in
not like
university.
real estate wasn't working out for you. Just to
No,
be
it
clear,
was
like
great.
you were doing really well.
Yeah.
She just decided that she wanted to switch.
I wanted to pursue something else that I had an interest in, and it's I'm still working at it, but it's turning out to be a good. I mean, I'm just grateful that I did make that change back then, because I think I would have regretted it if I didn't.
Well, what was being a real estate agent like?
It was.
You got to see inside people's homes.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, there's perks and there's advantages and disadvantages to every job, right? I mean, I always enjoyed real estate because, yes, the fun part, you get to see really cool houses. Also, like, for me, I was always fascinated by the random kind of organizing techniques that people had in their houses, because it was so different, and they would seriously like maximize their space. I don't know. I like that kind of thing. I like that kind of thing. But so it was fun, and I guess I would say a people person. So you're always meeting new people, and you're talking to people, and for me, I enjoy that. But then there's the other aspect of it, the business side and the ethics side of it, and I always wanted to maintain an ethical career. So sometimes you meet people that aren't always as ethical as you, but it was definitely, I enjoyed it. I just wanted to do something different.
It's just maybe a bit more of a kind of cutthroat industry. Not everyone.
Not everyone. It could be. And at the end of the day, you want to represent your clients, but your clients can also end up being your family members or your friends. So there is that thin line as well, that you want to maintain your business professionalism, but then you're like, I really want to like help out my friend. So there's also that thin line.
Okay. So what is your current job, and is that what you wanted to be when you grew up?
When I was a child, I wanted to be like a race car driver or a backup dancer for like Britney Spears or Beyonce.
It's not too late to follow your dreams.
Beyonce, if you're out there, I'm still willing to dance. So just call me, okay?
Still willing to dance.
Yeah, I would love to be your backup dancer.
Dance?
Sure. We did dance for many years. It was always something I enjoyed. So I thought, Britney Spears, Beyonce, call me.
Free Britney. Hashtag,
we can still make it happen.
Hashtag free Britney.
So
your current job, you don't have to say where or,
Currently, after I finished my grad program.
So after you went back to school.
After I went back to school, it was a year program, but there was also a job placement there where I worked with a nonprofit organization in Toronto.
So sorry, just that second degree you went back for was in?
Victimology, which is essentially the psychological effects of crime and trauma. Something that I've always been very interested in, and that's why I decided to go back and explore it a little bit more. Sure. So after that, I actually worked at a law firm for a little bit. Meanwhile, my goal was to end up eventually working for the government of Canada in policy, because I guess my career path now, so to speak, after switching after real estate, I really wanted to get into a policy shop and kind of explore the gaps within our nation and how can we kind of maybe implement some very necessary change. So I ended up I got a job with the federal government of Canada probably about a year after I graduated from my grad program. And now I'm still working for the government of Canada in a policy shop. So things are working
You're
out.
figuring it out.
Yeah, and you're generally in the approximate fields you want to be, which is just closer to like emergency preparedness or management.
So right now I'm in emergency management, which relates to my field because I used to also do short-term crisis intervention. So that was more on an individual.
As a volunteer, you did that,
as a
right?
volunteer while I was working full-time for the government.
Multiple jobs at once.
Yes.
Yeah, you two are pretty similar in your ambition.
We
for
get
work,
bored.
right?
No, I'm just kidding. we want to always be busy.
It's interesting too that like you're in very similar fields, but whereas Christine's like the keep my head down, I don't want to talk to people, data person.
She's the I'll talk to
you
people
swing
version.
to the other, the more
Yeah.
values,
Definitely.
The more
helpful.
helpful, in the field, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
Helpful
I
with
mean,
people.
it's all helpful.
Yeah.
Every
Sure, you need both, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Next question: Is Jen single as a Pringle?
Ooh, spice. Let me get my tea.
No.
No.
But I like to
All
eat
right,
Pringles.
you're breaking hearts
Hearts
all over
are
the.
being
Sorry, guys.
broken down in
Sorry,
the
guys.
comments below.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Do Jen's views on marriage and children differ from Christine's?
So, wow.
So
These
people
are some,
know
like-
Christine's been very open about the fact that she doesn't care about marriage at all, and that she is
Aren't you
not
lucky?
at all interested in having children.
Just cats.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Yes,
We were
but-
talking the other day about if you cared about marriage, like which engagement ring you would have liked.
Yeah, I picked one, but then I'm like,
Was it holographic?
And you're like, I don't actually want to wear a ring. Because we were talking
No.
like, if you just want a ring as a sign of like, we're in a
your
committed
undying
relationship,
love and affection.
like you can still do that even though you don't care about marriage.
But I wouldn't wear rings because they just get in the way of weightlifting. So like, I don't understand.
You can take them off when you're
Priorities.
working out.
But that's 4 times a week. Like,
don't
and I
try
also-
to convince her. I
And I don't want
appreciate
to
that
wear
she
rings because then they'll take away from my nails. Like the nails are the star of the show. So that's just
Okay.
my opinion. That's all.
All right.
So Jen, what's
So
your
Jen.
opinion?
On rings or?
All of it. Marriage, kids, the heavy shit.
So I guess Christy and I are similar in the sense that I've never been the little girl that dreams of a marriage and getting married and finding my Prince Charming, whatever it may
being
be.
given away,
You
Yeah.
want to be given
sold
away?
as property.
For me, it's not important. Like, it's not something that I feel I have to do. And she's like staring at me right
She's
now.
waiting for your answer. She's ready.
She's about to
She's like
propose.
grilling me. But I mean, I think it's to each their own. Like, I completely understand. Obviously, I have friends who want to get married, who have gotten married, and I think that's great. I mean, it's a lot of fun to go to a wedding as long as it's open bar. But for me, I don't feel like I need one
need
in
it,
order
yeah.
to satisfy my life.
Yeah, and you're in a happy, committed relationship.
Exactly.
right now.
And for me, that's what matters. I don't think getting married is going to change it or make it better or whatever it may be.
And we'll just also add again for context that in Canada, as a common law partnership, you do have more benefits than on average Americans who are in a similar relationship without them having to get married. Do you know what I mean? Like we have a few more like benefits here.
It varies
without
based on
getting
where you live,
married.
but there's
Yeah.
some places where being married gives you some
It kinda
rights.
matters,
that
yeah.
Kind of,
Here it matters less than a lot of
Yeah.
the comments I saw, like, well, what about health benefits and what about all these things? And I'm like, it just doesn't really apply to us as long as you're declared common law status here in Canada.
we don't need to get into the nuance of that.
Yeah.
Do you want to pop out some babies though, Jen?
No, I mean, I have a dog and I quite like him. So I think I'm good with that for now.
You're young too. You can always.
How-
not to say you would change your mind. I hate
How
when
old
people
are
say
you,
that.
for the record?
I honestly forget sometimes.
Yeah,
I think
I'm like trying to think.
I'm
How old is
28.
she? You're 3 years young.
I'm 28,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm like 3 minus, how old am I? I mean, how old am I minus 3? Never mind.
All right, next one. Let's just get to know Jen a little bit better. Cristine loves holo nail polish, tea, cats, oats, and fitness.
What? I'm so surprised.
Name 5 things that you love.
All right. Well, I love dogs.
Okay, so replace cats with dogs.
I mean, I love cats too. Like, they're cute, but I guess I have a dog. I love my dog. So we'll say dogs.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hollow.
Well, yeah, like I'm gonna like it, but I feel like it's more your thing. Just hey, I
Forget
my
about
own
these.
person.
What do you like? Forget about my responses.
I like fitness too. Like
Yeah.
we work out together sometimes.
Sister, Ho Athletics.
Ho
we call
athletics
it.
is what we
It's
call it.
offensive.
So it's only used internally. I
yeah.
apologize.
What kind of food do you like?
I mean, I just love food. I definitely explore with food
You're more
a lot
adventurous,
more
yeah.
than Cristine does. Like, I'm willing to eat, some interesting, different cultural dishes too. I really like to just taste different things. I obviously like my red wine.
Okay, so replace tea with
replace
wine.
tea with red wine. I don't know. I like biking,
Okay.
but does
You're
that
more
go in
sporty.
with fitness?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
You did
I
some
like
sports, right?
kind of not really. No, not really.
Okay.
You're just making that up.
You're-
now.
you're
Like,
basically-
compared to me, you've done more sports.
Like I've done it like for fun, but I've never played on real teams. Like
Yeah, but for fun is still.
But
Yeah.
you're basically Cristine with adult tastes. Kind of, you know?
probably.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
I guess like I'm the one wearing cat ears here, and I'm the older
I mean,
sister.
they look great.
right.
You look great, sweetie. All right, next one. Why did Cristine do child acting and Jen didn't?
Well, surprise, surprise, I did.
She did.
I was younger, so Cristine and I, as we just mentioned, were 3 years apart. So I did it, but I was younger. I don't remember it as much, I think, as
so
you
you
do.
were exploited more as a child because you have no memories.
No, I just have a bad memory. It's the red wine.
Because
No.
if Cristine did it from, 8 to 12?
I was 8 to 12.
So you
I
would've
think
been-
you started a bit after I started.
Yeah.
Because you would have been quite young.
young.
Yeah.
So I probably started
When
I
you
don't
were
know, a
like
couple years, maybe a
7,
couple years
8
after.
years old. Okay.
And then I guess I would have been 9. So I really wasn't doing it for that long, but I did do a couple commercials. And I think I did it, if I remember correctly, a catalog, as a model.
Like a
The
Sears,
child
like you were in a
my
Sears
sister-
Like
catalog.
something,
catalog.
I can't really remember. This is my memory.
Isn't that
not
sad? We
serving me.
can't remember.
Yeah, but
No, I mean,
yeah.
like you're 8 years old and your parents are driving you to auditions. It's weird. I don't expect you to remember.
It is weird.
I mean, like I remember being on set and it was fun because you're with like other girls your age and you're
And there was
playing.
all the
like I did
candy.
one for a
Do
game.
you remember the candy?
The candy, they was amazing. You just go get whatever you want. You're on this like sugar high.
That was the point for young children. Here, have all the sugar. Now go act.
Yeah,
They actually did that?
Yeah.
yeah. You could literally just go fill up bags of candy. And
But like,
eat it.
isn't filming a commercial a lot of just like sitting around waiting for the next shot? They
Yeah,
wanted
but-
you to be all
But they
hopped up
can't
on
have
sugar.
kids on stage or on set for too long. Like they really have to structure their entire set around when the child comes. So I think
okay.
they time it like that on purpose.
Oh, so they want you really like should just be popping caffeine pills into those kids
Well,
or
I-
something,
I
right?
don't-
that might be frowned upon, Ben.
But they have stand-ins. Like there was always a child stand-in for me before I actually got on set.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
sad though.
For the stand-in.
Yeah, because like they pick the kid to be in the commercial, and
I
then they
know.
have another
But
kid
it's
who's
a
just
different
like
role. Like they're
stand
hired
there.
for something different, and they know what they're hired for. They just have to have a similar like height and hair color for lighting. Yeah, it's weird.
Like I remember even I was on set for one commercial. I was on set longer than the other girls because there was some rule about you couldn't have kids on set for too long, but
Right.
I think they had to compensate for it. But they used because at the end of the commercial it was like everyone's hand was like put in, so they literally changed the nail polish, the jewelry I was wearing, so that my hand was the other girls' hands too, because they didn't want to keep everyone
interesting
as long.
And you were like 9 years old, and they're changing your nail polish.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it wasn't like this, like hollow nail
What do you
polish.
mean? What do you
But
mean
I think
like
it was
this?
like a little more natural looking.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever it would have been. I don't
Did
remember.
you save up any of that commercial money? Or did your parents steal it all?
No, I mean, I think it was put into an account, and it probably helped pay for my condo.
Sure.
Probably
I mean, it did for Cristine for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
some of it.
I mean,
yes.
I don't think I made that much because
Yeah,
I didn't do as much either.
I
so.
think people, we weren't like wildly successful
No.
child actresses who made like our entire fortunes. That would
No,
absolutely
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And a lot of that money went back and was reinvested into like our portfolios. So we had to get these pictures done every year by a professional photographer, and then you have to pay
you
your
don't
agent.
mean your investment portfolio. You mean
No,
into your acting
into our
portfolio.
acting career. So we got all these pictures
our
done,
short-lived
and the
acting
talent
career.
agency had to be paid, and there was casting call fees. There's actually quite a lot of fees in that business. So I don't think you really end up with as much as what people might think. Yeah.
Especially if you're not doing it. Like, I mean, for
Full-time.
me, I wasn't doing it
You
full
did, like,
time.
a
Obviously, I
handful of
went to
commercials,
school and I only
Yeah,
did
we
a
were
handful
both
of
fully
things
in
and-
school. Like we
Yeah.
weren't out of school doing like
Yeah.
toy commercials.
Yeah, you didn't drop out to be
No,
in toy commercials.
Luckily, I didn't because
Imagine that's a video. I dropped out of school to be in toy commercials.
Oh, I mean, that's probably out there somewhere.
isn't that like YouTube now though?
Next question.
Yeah.
Has Jen ever thought about having her own YouTube channel? And if she
you go.
did have one, what would it be called and what would the content consist of?
We actually, I say we because you gave me the name for it. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, we all sort of collectively talked
we
about it
like
at one point.
we did talk about it at one point, and I was kind of considering it. And I think you thought it would be a good idea to call it Jenny Getting Ready.
Yeah.
Or getting ready with Jenny, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And I
great
think I even like started to film an intro video.
Yeah.
This was what, a
this
year
is-
ago?
A
More
few
than that.
years
This
ago.
was like
Yeah.
2-3
I
years
remember.
ago, maybe. And then like
Just wasn't for
I
you,
was
right?
just like, no, this is not me.
But you
Like,
started editing something and you sent part of it to me.
I was just looking at it like, no, this is not me. Like I can't do this.
So
like
what was the most uncomfortable part for you?
I don't know, all of it. Like
the whole
Was it
thing.
like watching yourself or
watching myself is super cringy.
Or just talking to a camera alone.
Yeah, it felt just weird. I don't know, for me at least.
No, I still agree with you.
I don't know. It felt very uncomfortable, and I was like, well, I don't need to do this. It's really I should only do it if I want to.
Actually, you know what? That's a really good point. I have a ton of respect for that because
Yeah.
as the sister of a popular YouTuber, you could very easily have just sort of slid in there
Yeah.
and instantly gotten a lot of subscribers
sure.
just based off that.
Yeah.
And you probably could have made some good money doing it. But the fact that you didn't actually have a passion to do it
Yeah.
is the most important thing.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
felt a bit uncomfortable, so you don't have to do it.
I think at the time too, I was also going through that kind of career transition, and I was thinking about my career path, and I just said to myself, I think I want to focus more on my career path than something that I'm uncomfortable with. So
Yeah.
I just decided against it.
And I think
Could've been great,
one
though.
thing is people always think that because me and now you know Jen as well used to be child actors that for some reason we're just like naturally amazing and comfortable on camera, but like not at all, right?
No.
Because I don't think that acting did any favors for me because I just turned into more of a nervous person.
Yeah, it's definitely still nerve
Still,
wracking.
it haunts me.
Like
maybe.
even this, I was sitting here for a while, like, and Ben was like, "You seem pretty chill." I was like,
not inside.
You're doing great. Jen, what would you say is the biggest difference between you and your sister in terms of personality?
I'm
This is a
friendly to people. No,
She's a people person.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
much more
not.
personable.
I'm definitely. Let's say I'm definitely more outgoing. Like, not that you're not friendly. Like,
But I'm not.
you are
I'm
friendly.
an introvert. That's been
Yeah.
proven.
I'm actually an introvert too. When I did one of those personality tests,
Really?
I was
Interesting.
deemed an introvert.
Yeah, those are.
But what they say about that is that you're only you're defined as an introvert if that's what you need. Like you need that alone time in order to kind of like recharge. Whereas extroverts, they need the time with people in order to recharge.
Do those people exist?
Yeah,
Who gets recharged from being social?
I don't know.
Lots of
Because I think you and I are similar. Like we're very capable of
Yeah.
being social, but that's not what we get
off
No.
on.
our pleasure from or our yeah.
I definitely like being home alone sometimes and just not talking.
But
to
you do
anyone.
very well. You do very well with people.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That's why you were really successful as an agent, and that's why you work in policy and you've done volunteer work as like
Yeah.
a crisis counselor.
Yeah, so I think I'm good at adapting to different people and their personalities and kind of playing off it and seen how I should behave too. So I'd say, yeah.
It's a really good skill to have, to be personable.
Are you a little
Not like
jealous?
Is the next question, what are you jealous of your sister for?
The next question is, what did you guys argue about the most as children?
Simply T-logical strikes again with Ben's face.
This person has a
my
question
baby.
every
Is that
week.
you, Ben?
That is a picture of me, yes.
It's Ben's burner.
It's his burner account.
Yeah, that's it. Did you two get along as children?
No.
As children,
Point blank, no.
Okay.
But like you're sisters and you're kind of close in age.
And I don't know, we
course
fought.
you don't.
Like, I can't remember anything specifically unless you can. But I feel like we just argued about
dumb shit.
dumb stuff. Like,
Sure.
We would get a Christmas present and one would get the red version of something and one would get the blue. And then we'd be like, I want the red
want that
one.
one.
You would
Like, it
just
was
want the one the other person got.
Yeah.
It was a lot of that kind of stuff because we always got almost always the same present, but it's just a different color or a different version. And one of the versions was always a little bit better. So we'd get mad a lot at each other for like, and we shared birthdays with family birthday events because our birthdays are only a month apart. So they would just
okay.
put our birthday parties together
Must be a
growing
group
up.
thing.
So it'd be
Yeah.
like it's Jen and Chris's birthday and we'd get like the same present in a different version
Yeah.
and we'd get mad at each
Or a
other
different
over who
color,
got the better
yeah.
version. That's my memory.
So Christine was only 3 when Jen was born,
Yeah,
right?
I don't remember that.
So I guess you wouldn't remember, like,
I
often.
don't remember her
coming
coming birth. I don't remember her adoption process.
I guess
so
where I
can't
was going with
remember.
that is an older sibling often kind of like resents when a new kid is born because it takes attention away from them. Was it kind of that
actually,
I don't remember that.
I'm thinking of a family video we have, and it's when I was born in the hospital, and
did I
you're looking at me and you gave me a kiss on the
Aw.
forehead.
Aw.
And
I
then
liked you.
It was probably once
Lasted a
I
year.
started talking, and that's when we started clashing.
This little baby's annoying. Won't shut up.
Fucking baby. I don't remember not liking you until we were like preteen,
high
almost.
school.
Like preteen, then to
Yeah.
high school. Yeah,
I'd say we probably didn't start getting along till
after
I was,
high school.
I would say when I was in grade 9 and you were in grade 12.
So my end.
Just
of high
basically
school.
Yeah.
when you were finishing. Okay.
Yeah.
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 I think that's in like the next question.
Oh,
But
okay.
Sorry.
As kids, like we never physically fought. I think that's something that people assume siblings do. We
Physically?
we never did. I don't have any memory of like.
Are you sure you didn't push me down the stairs once?
No, I'm sure. Like that's
Are
not
you
my
sure,
memory. Do you remember us
I
physically
remember
fighting?
not like physically fighting, no.
So
But
that's all
I've
right.
had this like weird memory of the stairs. I don't know.
I wasn't there, so who did this to you?
I don't know. Maybe I just made it up.
Christine does hate babies, so maybe
So maybe she
pushed
threw
baby
me down
Jen
the
down the
stairs.
stairs.
No, I kissed her on the head.
All right. Next one. This is going to be a hot one.
Ooh, spicy.
Choo choo. I'll get the marshmallows
Why did
ready.
you wait? Why did you say choo choo? That's clearly a fire truck, not a train.
I didn't know how to make the
doesn't-
fire
okay.
truck noise. I don't wanna- Woo! What is Jen's favorite embarrassing story about Christine while on vacation growing up?
This is a very specific question.
Yeah, it
Vacation
doesn't have to be
answers
vacation.
only.
Just tell us something embarrassing about Christine.
I honestly don't know.
Good
well,
answer.
okay, so I'll just say, I mean, not that it's embarrassing, but, and also not when we were necessarily on vacation, but it's like when we were at, say, our parents' friends' parties or stuff like that, Christine would hide behind me when like our parents were trying to introduce us to friends because she was so shy.
I was shorter
and
than
I
you.
was kind of
It's
like
easy.
the bubbly, talky one.
You've
And
always
she
been
would-
like this.
She would literally hide behind me.
Ben's like, she does that to me too.
Honestly, at my sister's wedding last year, she's like someone was taking pictures and we were standing near the front, and she
But that's
literally
different.
scooched behind me to not be in frame.
That's because I
How
was
is that
nervous
different?
if they were being like Simply Nailogicals at this wedding, which
People
I didn't
take
want.
pictures at weddings.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
but
normal.
That's a bit different because that's current time. She's talking about growing up,
we
I'm
were
saying it hasn't
kids.
changed.
but
No.
the reasoning did.
Okay, fine.
Anyways,
Yeah,
yes,
you were
I
in Simply
suppose
when we were
that's
little.
embarrassing. That I mean, it's not
I
embarrassing.
mean, it's not embarrassing.
I don't
It's
mind.
just-
You are taller than me. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, and I was willing to talk to people, unlike her.
Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
for years of protecting me.
I'd be like, I
She's a
got
good
you.
sister.
I got you, sis.
Please talk to everyone for me.
Do you want to return the favor? Do you have an embarrassing memory of Jen?
When you got stung by like a wasp and blew up, or a
How's
bee or
that
something?
embarrassing?
I don't know.
That was sad.
It was sad.
It was sad,
That was really
Chris.
sad. I thought what you were going to answer to this question about me was when we went to the Dominican Republic on a family vacation, and half of our family,
Oh my God.
half
yeah.
of our family got sick, like either
I forgot
diarrhea
about
or
this.
throwing up because of something in the water, I guess.
I forgot
And
about
I threw up in the middle of the brunch hall, just like in front of everyone.
In front of everybody.
Oh.
It was
Like
so
staff,
gross.
That's
other
pretty
patrons.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
It
funny.
was mostly orange juice.
And I remember your hair like being down, and you were like trying to rush out, but you didn't make it.
And then we
just-
spent like the rest of the day just like in our room.
Well, no. So I
We
spent the day.
rotated.
I had spent the day before, I think,
Yeah.
because I got ill, and then I felt fine the next day. But then you at breakfast like threw up everywhere, so you had to spend the day in the room that day.
And we were older. I was like
Yeah, this was-
17 or 18.
Well, this was
or-
probably what 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah, we're that old. Yeah.
All
Good
right.
times.
That was a fun story.
I can't believe I forgot about that one.
Next question from Captain Riz. Some siblings develop their own language, like made up words or code words. Did you two ever develop your own secret language?
I don't know. Did we?
Well, it wasn't a secret language. It was a widely known language.
We spoke French to each other.
But we did that on purpose because our parents don't know how to speak French.
Yeah,
So when we were
yeah.
in French immersion, we would speak it at the dinner table just to piss them off.
Yeah.
And talk about things between us, and they would just get mad at us because they didn't know what we were
funny.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, je déteste nos parents. Like,
Didn't they kind of know? Like,
No,
would they
not
just
really.
catch like a word
Neither of them
of
speak French.
Popeye?
The only thing Dad knows how to say is "Donne-moi le
le
poulet."
poulet or
That's the
dans
only
la
thing.
poubelle. or
Like, give me the
something. That's all
chicken
they know.
is what that means.
Yeah, but they literally, like, zero, pretty
Why
much.
is that
and
the
he would
only
just
thing?
randomly yell it because that's all he knows.
Yeah. No, our parents don't know any French, so when we were learning it, we realized we could use it to our advantage.
We can use it
So
against them.
I think we grew closer in that.
Oh, I
it was
see.
kind of fun to be able to do that growing up.
It's very mature.
During the times we did get along.
We had to stick together. It's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Siblings.
No, I get it. Okay. What was Jen's favorite subject in high school and why? And did you ever get Cristine to give you assignments or work from the year that she had already done it?
The
So-
advantages of older siblings.
Yeah. So I'll start with, because I guess this is
2 questions.
2 questions. Well, 3. My favorite subject in high school was actually history. That's why I ended up picking that as my major when I went to university. Because I think it was like grade 11 and 12 I really was interested in. I just thought it was interesting to actually learn about like facts from the past. I don't know. It was something about it that intrigued me.
Sure.
And Christine.
Did Cristine do your homework for you? I think that's the
So
question.
she didn't do my homework for me, but she did do this one video for me. I mean, I was the star; I had to act in it. But she did the editing and I guess directing of it. I don't even remember what class it was for, but
Probably like English, where you had to make some
It's like
kind
a
of
video book review
Yeah.
or something.
yeah. And well, no, it was a movie review because we did it on Girl Interrupted,
Yeah.
which is I still think a good movie. But we kind of did our own version of it.
Sister Interrupted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was the concept.
Okay.
yeah, I actually did very well. So thank you.
Did you get an A+?
For- I think I got 100% on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I remember
and,
helping you.
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember wanting so badly to like I wanted you to let me help you because
Yeah.
I really wanted to just use Windows Movie Maker. At that time, it was like a cool new thing you could do with
Yeah.
your computer, and I was really into editing, and I had no other reason to be making videos. So I was like, "Please let me help you with your
Yeah,
video
you're looking
project."
for excuses
Yeah,
And
to
I,
do video
I
editing.
remember
Yeah.
at that time too, it was fairly new technology, and you were trying to like do every project you could as a video because you were so interested in it and you were good at it,
It was fun.
at editing it. And
Remember how I used to ask some of your friends to also star in my quick videos?
Yeah.
So like I had another friend of hers, I made her like sit on a bench and like dress up as like a miniature version of me years prior in some kind of like storytelling
Artsy, yeah.
art.
It's
For
weird
one of my
she wouldn't
projects.
ask me to dress up as a miniature
You didn't want to
version
do
of
it.
you.
I remember. Like
See, I'm
you were-
camera shy.
That's funny. All right, from Sarah. Did Cristine teach you any valuable
What's
lessons
funny?
when
This
you were
question,
younger? And Jen, did you ever copy Christine's style?
I mean, what's there to copy?
Sweatpants and
Cat
cat
ears?
ears?
I didn't know what, I wore cargo pants. I wore stripes back in the day.
I actually wear a lot of stripes. I think we have a similar sense of fashion, so to speak.
Which is
whereas
no fashion
We
sense.
prefer to be comfortable.
But so Christine's talked about how she hated high school and wasn't popular. Did you have a similar experience, or were
No,
you
I had a
more-
great time in high school. I mean, I was
hate her.
I was friendly. Yeah.
Well, exactly. She was able to interact with her
Yeah.
peers in a positive
I was
way.
also on student council
Oh,
my
look at
senior
you.
year.
Goody two shoes over here.
Did you do well in school though?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, I did
okay.
well. I got a scholarship when I went to university. So
Wow.
I think I did okay. But yeah, and I had friends, which was fun.
It's great.
It's great.
It's great.
So
I'm still very good friends with a
People
lot
from
of
high school, yeah.
Well, not a lot, but I have my core
Sure.
group that we still talk almost every day.
I still have a group chat.
Yeah.
Christine, did you ever think about copying Jen's style then, since she was maybe more successful with it?
Although we were only in high school 1 year together.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
such.
okay.
When you're in high school, that 3 years is such a huge gap. I think. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
now, I feel like we're the same age, but in high school, those 3 years being in grade
a
9
big
versus
difference.
12 is
12,
pretty
yeah.
huge. So even the styles change. I remember like you liked having different purses. And I think when I wanted to borrow one, you were like, no, because I just bought that one with my own money. And like, no, you can't touch
We
it.
both worked during high
Yeah.
school too, so
And we
could
would buy our own things, yeah.
Yeah. So Christine's style icon was like Avril Lavigne, and by the
Yeah,
time you were in high
that's true.
school, it was
I don't know.
Yeah.
uh,
J-Lo, maybe?
Maybe.
J-
You had the low-rise jeans thing going on.
I actually dressed up as her recently for a friend's birthday
Recently?
party.
Oh.
Well, not recently. This is last year, I guess, pre-COVID. But yeah. Anyways, I just went off topic. There
Yeah,
for
no,
fun.
that's okay.
But your style in high school was more like...
I mean,
the
my
norm.
friends definitely would not agree with you. My friends like to make fun of my style choices.
Why?
Because it's very like comfortable. It's definitely not up to par, as you'd say, as like real fashionistas.
People who really care about fashion, you can't trust people like that.
yeah.
All right, next one. Why did you ruin Christine's Sailor Moon coloring book?
Explain yourself.
She probably deserved it.
This podcast appearance is just an excuse to ask
this
this
is an
one
intervention.
question.
Answer the question.
After all these years, she's trapping me. I actually don't remember doing it. So,
Sure.
like, how old was I?
Claiming intoxication.
How
It's
old
not a
were we?
defense.
We need some context, Christine. What
Yeah.
are we talking about
Remind
right
me.
now?
Bring back the memories for
What
me.
happened? Is it too painful to remember?
Back when we lived in our family house,
What other house would you have lived in?
we, grew up, moved on. I had a
What? What did you say?
grew up, moved on. I had a locked drawer in my desk,
Okay,
and I had keys to it.
sure.
And I hid
I
my
found the keys.
my Sailor Moon. I would color in it, but I would do it like in a really specific way. I always made gradients and like shading around the edges, and I just
trying way too
surprise.
hard.
So I did that, and you had found the key, and I guess went in my drawer and then scribbled all over it and put it back.
I mean, I definitely don't remember scribbling on it. But
Maybe she was just trying to draw in some of the new pictures.
yeah,
Well,
maybe
it was
I
awful.
wanted. Maybe I wanted
Get your
to.
own coloring
I
book.
wanted to color too. I just wasn't as good at it.
Yeah, so you broke into my room in my locked drawer. Sure,
Well, sisters,
I'm waiting for an
Do
apology.
you want to apologize, Jen?
Christine. Oh, I guess I should look at you.
Look at
Christine.
the camera.
Christine. I'm sorry for ruining
My
your
life.
Sailor Moon coloring book. But do you remember losing my Candy Bernstein Bears book at the cottage?
Oh
The
shit!
Bernstein or the Bernstein Bears?
I guess it's Bernstein.
Jen just played an Uno reverse card here.
Yep.
I do not recall, but I apologize if I did.
sure.
That's a
If.
terrible apology.
She's not taking
I'm sorry
accountability.
if you were offended.
She's not taking accountability.
I'm not well trained in apologies, so I don't have to make them often.
You haven't had to
so.
do apology videos yet.
All this to say, she did ruin my.
Do you accept Jen's apology, Christine? Can we put this behind us?
I suppose we.
It was only like feels like 40 years ago.
I know. I don't
You know
really
what?
care.
I want to
anymore,
know,
but-
like, you have a locked drawer in your room, and what you keep in there is a Sailor Moon coloring book.
And
like
my
there isn't
diary.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
found her diary too.
Did you go for the diary as well?
I think that's what I was aiming for.
But instead, she found more fun scribbling.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, before we start fighting.
From Oof on YouTube. Oof. You mentioned you were not as close when you were growing up, and when and how did you start getting along, and do you feel like you can tell each other anything?
Well, I guess we already touched on this a bit.
Yeah.
So we probably started getting along in high school, like grade 9, when I was in grade 9 and you were in grade 12.
When Christine
when I was on my
finishing.
way out of high school.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, and then she moved out. 'Cause she went to university, and then we started to really like each other.
Because I had escaped and you
Yeah.
wanted to
And
escape.
I was like, help
so you
me.
were like, how do I
Got
escape?
you.
And I was like, I got you, girl. I'm gonna
So
see you in 3 years.
I would jump on the bus with one of your friends too. I came,
Yeah.
I think, a couple times with her, and
Come visit me.
we would come visit you.
Yeah, in Ottawa University.
Yeah, in Ottawa.
Where you also came for university,
Where I ended up
right?
coming to as well, yeah.
Was the fact that your sister was here one of the reasons?
I
or
mean,
it just kind of happened?
Sure, let's say it was, but it was also because Ottawa U was one of the only universities in Ontario that had a French immersion program
Oh,
Yeah, so
got
much
you.
French.
Yeah.
Much French.
So you kept that up, gotcha.
for a couple years. Yeah.
And do you have the kind of relationship where you can tell each other anything?
I mean, I think we're pretty
Yeah,
comfortable
I
with
think
each
we're
other.
good.
You
Yeah.
two are close.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
We have our little ranting chats together too, and
We talk shit about
we
our
talk shit about
boyfriends.
Ben. No, I'm just kidding.
Not Jen's boyfriend, just me.
Yeah, just Ben.
But I'll
No.
just add, because I think this question might come from someone who maybe you're having current issues with your siblings and like it's just unbearable to be living with them. And I think the secret for us is once we weren't living together, it actually became a way for us to realize that we did like each other. And sometimes when you kind of feel like you are stuck with someone, you don't have a choice but to live with them. There's little things that you'll bicker about or you'll resent them and like they stole my shirt out of my laundry and
Or
then
they
like,
ruined my Sailor Moon
yeah,
coloring
they ruined my
book.
exactly. So it was pretty much when I knew that I was gonna move out, and I had started developing like my own identity and different friends, and wasn't living in the same household or sharing the same bathroom with you.
Yeah.
So we never shared a room. I saw this question elsewhere, but we did share a bathroom,
Yeah.
and that caused tension. Getting
would,
ready
like,
in the
lock
morning, I'm
each
like,
other
get
out.
out.
Tear
And
anyone
You're like,
apart.
I'm trying to poo.
And Christine's room was attached to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So she
So
would
I'd
like
lock you
race in and then lock me out.
Oh, that's nice.
Because
of
she
you.
had it was an easier access for her than it was for me.
But like all things that got resolved once we weren't living in the same house.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's also just a part of as you mature and you realize that, you know what,
Yeah.
my sister is not that bad.
It's very normal for siblings not to get along growing
Yeah.
up. It seems to be more the case with sisters than brothers for some reason.
So
Maybe I'm just projecting
Did you get
my
along
own.
with your brother, Matt?
Yeah,
Who's
yeah.
3 years older
and
than
there's
you?
like a bit of that, like brothers being competitive and maybe like wrestling a little bit. But then like you get that out of your system and you're fine.
Yeah.
Whereas I think sisters can have more.
Manipulation.
I don't want to say any. I don't want to get myself in trouble here.
Yeah,
I think the way
careful, tread
sisters
lightly.
argue and fight and don't get along is different than the way brothers do
Yeah.
typically. Okay. Next question. What's the most impressive lie you pulled off together?
Dun, 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 dun.
What little scheming
As long
did
as
We
you
are
do?
like-
partners in crime.
Yeah.
I can think of something.
Same. I think we're thinking of the same thing.
Did it involve my identity?
Liquor store party bar?
What? How about you just say it?
So when I would come visit Cristine in Ottawa, I was obviously 3 years younger. So when she was of legal drinking age,
Which is 19 here in Ontario.
Yes.
I would also use her ID to enter the clubs because I obviously wasn't of age, but we looked a lot alike.
Yeah.
That it worked. We don't recommend.
Yeah, I
doing
don't know about this example we're setting.
We're not setting an
It's
example.
definitely
we're just
not a good
telling
thing
the
to
truth.
do. But that's, I would say, because we would literally be
Sure.
like two people apart with the same bouncer.
And the same
I would
ID
let
back.
Jen go
Same
first
ID.
to make sure that she got in, and then there'd be a few people between us, and then I'd get in and be like, okay, we got it. We're good. We pulled it off.
Yeah. So.
But I will just say, like, I'm not telling people to do this, and this isn't why you should be happy you have an older sister
No.
whose ID you can use.
This happens.
But there was a part of me that felt protective, and also in a harm reduction sense, I thought, well, if I could accompany Jen to her first times going to the club
What a
and
good
drinking,
influence.
then I'm supervising her, I'm watching her, I'm making sure that like she understands where her tolerance level is, her limits, and she's exposed to this a little bit before she starts going, you know, wild on her own. Basically, I was parenting her.
Sure.
Fair enough,
We'll
yeah.
call it that. But
It was fun though. It was part of our bonding.
I mean, it was part of us getting closer because it was fun to like dress up together. You know, she would usually do my makeup. But yeah, it was all just part of, I guess, our bonding experience.
Yeah, it was fun. We had great fun.
This happens, but if I could just put my dad hat on for a second, I would just encourage, like, people are going to do this and young women are going to do this. And it kind of sucks that you have to think about this, but if you're like a very young girl going to bars, you need to be careful and go with someone who is looking out for you.
Oh, I didn't let anyone touch her.
Or like, don't leave a drink on the bar and not pay attention to what's happening.
Especially nowadays too. I mean, not that it was good to do back then, but I feel like now you have to be a lot more aware, I guess.
Maybe people are more aware now. I'm not sure if it's any better or worse, but yeah. Be careful.
So we don't recommend that.
Do not.
Or you shouldn't be going to bars at all right now.
We're just admitting, you know, the biggest lie we pulled off.
We're just being honest.
Pulled it off.
We pulled it off.
You never got
The
your
bouncer
ID taken?
never
They
knew.
never...
Never.
Okay.
No, he looked at the same Christine Rotenberg. Like, I don't know.
All right, next one from Isla Johnston. Was it a hard decision for Jen to be on camera? I remember Ben saying that he did not like it at first. So was it any different for Jen?
I mean, I think also, like, I'm trying to remember the first time I went on camera with you. I don't really remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
it might have been a male or like a Willow Water Marble.
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know.
First edition.
Yeah, but I also don't think I really kind of understood what I was getting myself into or how large of a platform you actually had. Because I've never really been that into the YouTube community, so I never really understood too where YouTube can go and take you and like all these YouTube influencer peoples or whatever,
I'm
whoever
pretty sure
they are.
Jen is saying she couldn't give informed consent because she didn't know what was going on.
No, I mean, obviously I agreed to be on camera and I mean, I wouldn't say it was easy, but I think it was also just fun because we kind of bounce off each other when we're in our little kitty moods.
I think you had an easier... I think they're referencing me because when I first appeared on camera, like I was very shut off and like barely speaking and you could barely hear me.
Yeah.
Whereas I think you had an easier time just sort of forgetting the camera
Being
was there
goofy.
maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But it is a weird thing to be on camera.
It's definitely weird.
What do you remember in terms of like comments? Like after the first videos came out, what were people saying?
I
about you?
remember people saying that I like to drink a lot, and a lot of people were speculating that maybe I was a lesbian.
Yeah.
I
I
still
remember
don't
that.
know
Those
why
are
they
the
said that.
comments.
Like, what did
I don't know. I
They
mean,
were
I don't
positive.
care,
They were
like
like, I'm really I'm a woman and I'm attracted to Jen.
yeah.
They're like, I'm hoping she's a lesbian.
Like for the most part, they were, I think, positive comments and nothing that I was really, I don't know, upset about. But I also didn't purposely take the time to really read comments and really look into it because you never know what people are going to say online, and I just didn't want it to affect me if I don't need to let it.
Very
right?
wise.
That is
Wise
wise
beyond
of
her
you.
years.
That's right. Here's one. What is your favorite Simply video that you have appeared in?
I don't remember,
Do you remember?
them all.
What have you? So you've done the Willet Water Marble.
We've done, my sister
You've
did
done the
my
male
nails.
stuff.
We
Doing
reversed.
the recreating our looks from childhood, the makeup
Yeah,
looks,
the Jessica Simpson.
the Jessica Simpson, and was it another celebrity?
No, it was just like the weird mask.
Okay, that was fun to do.
That's probably my favorite.
Saw
too.
that on the second channel,
So
or was that?
no, I think I posted it on my main channel. It didn't get very many views because no one cares. But, like,
But it was fun for us.
I think it was called How We Did Our Makeup in High School.
Yeah.
And so I have pictures of us from 2004 where I did your makeup, but it was like a ridiculous version of when that theme was trending because it wasn't like a good look. We purposely did ridiculous makeup at the time, which we were like, we're trying to be Jessica Simpson, but it was a joke.
We thought it was funny because we also did a music video when we were younger in our Jessica Simpson look.
Okay.
And like, I don't know, we thought it was fun. I mean, it was fun.
So we
thought you
wanted
wanted-
to relive that moment as adults.
Yeah.
Okay. That's normal.
Yes.
All right. Next one. Ask Jen to tell the story about the first time she met Ben. That's me. and your
Yeah,
first
wait,
impression.
who's Ben?
Who
I
are
don't
you again?
remember. Do you remember the first time we met?
meeting him?
Well, not
I remember
the first
you were
time.
still in undergrad because you were living in a place near Ottawa.
Is it when you
living
came
with a
over
bunch
to
of
meet
girls.
Bentley?
Maybe.
I don't
I would
remember.
have met your dog. You
Yeah.
introduced me to your dog.
Yes.
You had roommates.
I had one roommate, I think.
I just remember you seemed to have people around.
I had friends.
You had friends? Yeah.
He wasn't used to that dating.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah,
What was your? Do you have any memories?
Yeah.
I don't remember like the first time we met, but I remember when you guys were newly dating. Can I tell this story?
I don't
I
know.
don't think you know.
We haven't heard it
Yeah.
yet.
So I'm gonna tell it. Some tea. But I remember we were back home at Dad's, like for some, I don't know, holiday. I don't really remember what it was for. And we were in your room and you were on your laptop searching on Facebook. And you were like, oh, I think he's deleted it. And I was like, what are you talking about? And you like wouldn't really tell me because I think it was still like fairly new that you guys were dating. But I obviously figured out like she was trying to look up Ben. And she was like, oh, did he block me? But really, I think you had deleted,
Facebook.
your
Yeah.
Facebook.
We had other ways of getting in touch, though.
Yeah, but I just wanted to
She
stalk
wanted
you.
to creep you online.
Yeah, I deleted my Facebook around that time.
Yeah.
So I remember that's
For
the
ethical
first time I
reasons.
kind of like found out about you. But I
I
don't
see.
remember the first time we actually met.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
neither.
me neither.
It's
Why
a
did
long
none of
time.
us
That was like
remember?
8
Maybe
years
we were at a
ago.
club or a bar. We
I
cannot
doubt
recall.
it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I remember meeting your dad for the first time, and that really threw me off because I was expecting like stern father figure, like you're good enough to date my daughter, and he's
No.
like the opposite
He's
of
like-
that.
It's the complete
You
opposite.
are a person who could, in theory, date my daughter. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It was strange how much he is the opposite of that. I didn't know how to
But
deal with it.
After you met Ben, did you like him?
Yeah, I remember thinking that.
Be honest.
I
I'll plug my
remember,
ears.
I remember thinking that you guys were a good fit for each other, and I think I
How sweet.
probably
Still think that?
now it's questionable. No, and I think I said that to you years back because I just felt like it was finally a good fit for you.
Finally.
Oh, uh-oh.
And I was happy with him.
I got
How
the
sweet.
sister approval.
Yes,
You got the jerks
got-
out of your system, and
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I
all
was
I
like-
needed was
I was
Jen's
like,
approval.
he likes bananas a lot, but no.
it's my defining
You're like, finally,
characteristic.
someone smarter than my sister for my sister.
Oh,
Yeah. I said finally someone that she can like have a conversation with.
oh, isn't just a pretty face. you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get into this.
Never mind. Anyways.
All right, next one. Does Jen ever feel protective over Cristine when she's in the public eye? Like,
Yeah.
does Jen get mad at hate comments that Cristine gets and want to solve her problems, etc.?
I mean, of course it upsets me too. Like to see
Yeah.
if she's upset about something, it obviously triggers me because I don't want to see her upset.
Sure.
I personally don't, like I said before, go through comments.
Mm-hmm.
And like same with about comments about either of you two because
Sure.
I don't want to get stuck in that hole. But if there is something that upsets you, then obviously it upsets me too. And I mean, I think in general, it's frustrating how many people will, like, not just about you, but about
Sure.
anyone online puts up hate comments. I don't know. It makes me mad in general.
Sure. Like the way people talk to each other online or on Twitter and how different that is from how they would talk to someone if they were face to face
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
with them is kind of
Yeah,
insane, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I don't think I want to solve your problems, but I'm happy to support if
Yeah.
you think I can help solve your problems.
No, I think you're taking the reasonable position, right? And we don't, it's when you have a public platform and you are a public figure online, you would go crazy if you just went around
For sure.
reading everything about you. So like we kind of have a similar idea that we
Yeah.
don't seek out this.
No, and I've just come to the point after a few years, I just accept that there is going to be a small proportion of people who don't like me.
Yeah.
Who
At
voice
the end
it.
of the day,
And that's
you
fine.
can't please everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and that's fine. I don't think anybody should feel the need to please everybody because
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay because people are allowed to have their differences. I remember when you wanted to take a break too from YouTube, and I was very encouraging about it. I thought it was a good idea for her too, because you do need to take that mental break for yourself too.
That's
But
right.
it wasn't hate comments that made me want
No,
to take a break.
it was just, it's, I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously I don't experience it like you do, but even when I do experience it, just by proxy, it can be overwhelming.
Sure.
So for you, it must be even 10 times as worse.
Actually, I have a follow-up question.
Uh-oh.
Has anyone recognized you in your real life as being...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to tell, is there any fun stories there?
Fun? No. I mean, I've been recognized on the street, which is fine. And of course, I don't mind saying hello. Or in stores, at work, been recognized.
Oh.
I tried to come in all, nonchalant, like, no, hopefully nobody knows who I was when I
Hopefully
started.
nobody knows.
When I started a new job about a year ago. But little did I know my new boss would Google me.
Sure.
And obviously this comes up.
Just picture of us eating nail polish. Or
Yeah.
something.
So, I mean, it's kind of frightening too, because then I'm like rethinking, okay, what have I said? What have I
Yeah.
done? But I mean, I think we try to keep it pretty PG.
It's
for
an
the
important
most part.
reminder, though, that like whatever you put on the internet, employers now are just
Yeah.
going to Google
Yeah.
people's
Yeah.
names. And if the first thing that comes up is a video that's been viewed millions of times of you
Yeah.
doing something, that's going to come up.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, this question did have a negative spin, but I guess there's just a sort of broader or more general question about like, how has it impacted your life at all? Or has it that your sister is kind of like famous on the internet?
I mean, obviously, like, yeah. Do I worry more too? Yes.
Yeah.
Because you not only have your life like at home now, it's like you have this virtual presence, obviously, and people can, I guess, come at you, so to speak, from that avenue as well. So, yeah, it's definitely like more worrisome. And also, I guess,
You don't need to worry about us so much.
Don't worry.
It's
I mean,
fine.
luckily
I'm supposed
she
to worry
has
about
Ben.
you, little sister.
Luckily you have Ben, but and I guess also, yeah, if you're being recognized like outside, I want to make sure you're like safe too. I don't know. So
Is it
that's why
weird-
Ben is the muscle.
Be selfish
He's
about
my
it though.
bouncer.
Like, is it weird for you at all that your sister
yeah.
is a popular public figure?
Do you wish I wasn't popular?
No, it's not that I don't wish that. I mean, I think it's great that you've like achieved this success and this platform. I mean, it's amazing, really. Obviously, we didn't expect it to happen, but it happened.
Sure.
And I think it's great that it did. Does it? Yes, it makes me a little more uncomfortable, I guess, so to speak, because I also am then very careful about what I put out there or what I do or who's watching me, because you never really know if anyone does recognize you, because I do get recognized as well. So I still want to maintain some sort of normalcy.
I think you mentioned that you used to be a waitress growing up through undergrad.
my undergrad.
Yeah. And someone was taking pictures of you while you were working.
I think
remember
that was a long time ago, but actually
Yeah.
last year, the year before, I was at an event here in Ottawa, and someone had taken pictures of me, which I had no idea until a few days later. I think you
And then
found
they
it online,
messaged them
or
to me.
yeah,
It was
when-
like someone
so-
sending me pictures of you.
Yeah,
It
so
was
that's
strange.
obviously, it caught me off guard too, because
Yeah.
you don't think you're being watched, and then all of a sudden someone's sending pictures of you. So it's
Right.
definitely a little weird.
And you're just trying to do your job and like
Yeah.
live like a normal person in society and not as an online influencer
Yeah.
who might more reasonably have an expectation.
And not that
someone
I'm
wants a
like,
picture.
oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
People be sympathetic to me. I mean, it's great. At the end of the day, it's a lot of fun. And I think it's great also to use your platform for good things as well, which you guys do, which is awesome. But it's definitely just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to sum it up,
Yeah,
There's the
to
answer
sum
in a
it
nutshell.
up.
And yeah, it's not all negative, right? Like
No, of
you've
course
come
not.
with us on trips to
Yeah.
LA
Yeah,
a couple
exactly.
times, you know.
she's come
And
to
it's-
VidCon.
It's so much fun, like even just to talk to fans and, say hi. Like I think since I am a person or a people person, it's a lot of fun to get to do that and to feel like, if you can make someone smile, then why not?
Yeah, having you at VidCon and for the meet and greets was like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like the super high energy.
All right, here's a follow-up. Does Jen worry that anything she posts on social media can potentially affect Simply in a good or bad way? Yeah. So does it?
I mean, yes. I mean, not just affecting her, but also me, because I still have a career I'm working towards too. So I'm also very cautious of that. I just don't post much, to be frank. Like, I really don't, unless it's, I don't know, maybe sometimes your products or my dog, because he's really cute.
Go follow at Jen Roti.
But you don't really have a desire to post that much or be that much.
That's the thing too. And even friends will say to me, but you have X amount of followers, like,
Why
you
don't
can
do
be an
ad
influencer.
for,
Why don't you
yeah.
like, are you getting paid through with that, whatever. But I just personally, I just don't feel the need or the want to, I don't know, do much with it, I guess.
I think you're smart.
Yeah. It's
You
too scary.
You
Social
can't put
media,
that genie back in the bottle.
Yeah,
You know?
social media is a scary place.
Yeah.
Very respectful. Yeah. Just pictures of your dog and me is what you'll find on Jen Roti.
Yeah.
All right. And last question. Have you ever wished for another sibling? And if so, would it be a brother or sister?
So to replace her, because that could be a different answer.
Who would you rather instead of me?
I think
Weren't you supposed to be a boy?
I was supposed to be the boy. After you,
Big
they wanted a
mistake.
boy. And actually, my nickname growing up was Ben.
Oh,
My
that's
parents
weird.
would call
That
me
is
Ben.
very weird.
I mean, because it rhymes with Jen.
And then you
right?
named your dog Ben.
Bentley.
Wait, so you would have been Ben, but when you came out as a girl, they called you Jen?
Well, I don't know if that's what they would have named.
I don't think that's how.
I think it was
Well, if
just
they were
because
calling her Ben as a little girl.
I think it's just because it rhymed with Jen.
Okay.
I think when I was younger, I always wanted a brother.
just to see what it was
Just
like.
yeah, just for something different.
Just to spice it
especially
up.
when we weren't getting along.
Yeah, I was like, I wish I had a brother. He'd probably drive me everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
and
old's
protect me.
how old's your dad? It's not too late, you know.
I think it's a
Excuse me,
little
sir.
late. I think it's a little late.
Sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I think after me, they decided no more.
And that was a wise choice because, I mean, look at us. What if
Yeah.
there were three?
They couldn't handle a third
You
one of you.
couldn't handle it.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jen, is there anything else you want to get off your chest? This opportunity to show the world who you are.
Oh boy. No.
Or embarrassed.
No.
No. No.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Scary.
Thank you for
stuff.
joining us. Apologies to Liza Koshy. We were supposed to have her on, but she got bumped by Jen.
What the hell? We
Jenny.
could have both been on together.
No, I mean, you took precedence. Sorry to Liza.
Is Liza still your favorite YouTuber?
I mean, she doesn't really do much YouTube, does she?
Fair enough.
Well,
Burn.
she's so it's not a burn. She's just so successful now that
moved
she's
on,
doing
yeah.
so many other things now. Does she have time? I
she
watch her
doing anything?
Instagrams
No.
for sure. She likes to dance on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
You should
just think she's
collab.
funny.
Getting ready with Jenny and Liza.
Oh God.
That would work.
Yeah. She got a cute puppy too. She got a dog.
Oh.
So maybe our
She knows
dogs.
more about Liza than
Maybe
me.
our dogs could be friends. You know.
All right, well, we'll reach out to Liza, see if we can make that happen.
Thank you for coming on the
Thank you for
podcast.
coming on.
Thank
Our
you for
first
having me.
official guest was
Yeah,
a
our
family
our first
member.
like we've talked about
In studio.
wanting to have guests on the podcast before.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that I've sort of DM'd with, and we've talked about who we'd want
On
to
your
have
burner
on
account.
on my burner account. Yeah, but it's just we don't want to do them over Zoom or over Skype,
Yeah.
and it's just so much
Yeah.
better to just sit across from someone and have
For
a
sure.
conversation. So we're trying to figure out like what is a safe way of doing that if we just hold off on it for now.
Yeah.
And
Until the world
Yeah.
is a safer place.
In person, people can't fake freeze and stop answering your questions.
Right.
Hang
oh,
up.
I lost
Yeah.
the connection. I can't
Yeah.
answer that. There was no escape
You
in
can
this
get
podcast.
more of a real reaction.
So we
That's right.
appreciate your honest
Yes.
and truthful reactions. Thank you, Jen.
yeah, you did great, by the
Yeah.
way.
thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you next Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Don't forget. Get
Yeah,
your
where are my tacos?
We'll have some later. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.
Where do I look?
There. Bye.